Good. No. Don't get fucking cute. What the fuck was that?
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, mon boy.
boys and girls and all the other genders, and welcome back to Krown's Magical Virgin Cave.
What the fuck? That is not what we decided on. You are disgusting and you're fired. Get the fuck out of here. No girls allowed in this cave. Banned. Ban her up. Send her on a vacation. Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a glorious Monday over here from Helsinki, Finland. Nice and sunny in the early morning hours. And we got plenty to talk about with good old Bitcoin bounce off the areas that we spoke about from yesterday's at 45.5. Now grinding back up around the current highs of this rally. Looking at nice and healthy to start off this week. And we have so much to prepare for. And in other news, apparently the Taliban has retaken Afghanistan. But I'm very happy to let you know they did it with masks on. So we have to be very respectful of that. And with that said, let's go to the Krown Chain application right now, which can be found at app.krownchain.net. By the way, it is 100% free and it has the most free data, the most free quant statistics on the internet that I'm aware of. And if it's not, just let us know and we'll add more to it because that's what we want to be doing. Anyways, it's more of a selfish endeavor. Like I want to have all of the free data for myself. Anyways, with that said, what do we see that's new on the top end dashboard over here? We do see Bitcoin dominance actually taking a little bit of a tumble. So perhaps we should check in on that today because altcoins are actually starting to really gain versus Bitcoin. Are we still within the context of an uptrend right there or not? If so, then perhaps a bit of an altcoin season, of which that would be rather interesting, I imagine, to a lot of people out there. Anyways, Fear and Green Index still out of 71 as well, which is rather on the high side, coming down about 5 points from yesterday to today, but still within the greediest zone that we have seen pretty much in the last 4 to 5 months, going back to like April, May times. Anyways, into the market data tab we go because there's not too many other interesting things going on right there. We see that the global funding rate today is actually pretty much around 0, which again is a little bit more on the boolah-ish side, as we would really expect to see this, above like 0.1% or below negative 0.1%. What's up, Colby? I see you over there. Okay, well, let me actually turn off the alerts for right now. We'll look at shitcoins a little bit later, my friend. But yes, with that said, it's not really till we see it above or below those critical areas where it's even, a consideration. And for right now, within the context of this nice uptrend, that still does, essentially support that boolahs can, push it a little bit more here. And that is all good in the hood. Anyways, open interest also supporting of the current uptrend as well. We do see positions being added overall, and we do maintain the uptrend right there. Although it did take a little bit off, as people do typically take, profits right around your current highs of the runs, and also our May breakdown area as well. And on top of that, we see that the leverage ratio and of course the exchanges, the Bitcoin exchanges reserve also still maintaining their downtrend as well, though I really want to see this one take another leg down and really complete that nice reversal that we have going on, which is what you do expect during long-term trending bullish markets. Anyways, exchanges net flows technically negative right now, but this is inconsequential. We haven't seen big flows realistically since like late July, where we saw humongous flows out of exchanges actually. So that does kind of suggest that perhaps we see a little bit of hodlers going on right now, a little bit of hodling perhaps, as people take their coins off of exchange and maybe put them into wallets. Who knows what they're doing with that? Maybe just looking at them or buying yachts on fucking NFT.com or what OpenSea. Oh, by the way, Elsa actually listed her own NFT. It's a fucking green dildo, and I think you can find it on OpenSea. What is your name there? I think it's just Elsa69 actually on OpenSea. It's actually pretty fucking funny. She had a good time with that. Anyways, with that said, I think it's time to get in some price action charts because that is what we're all here for now, isn't it? Or at least that's what I'm here for. And let's see what we had from yesterday. So yesterday on a very short video, we did say that Bitcoin very likely to bounce around the 45,000 to 45,500-ish region based off of just the 55 exponential average right here. This is yet again another higher low, even on the short-term timeframes. And then also on the daily, where we're kind of grinding up against the 200 simple and getting actually a bullish cross there between the 10 simple that represented by the red line and the white 200 simple right here. And we still see that all major moving averages are chasing. Also, as of importance from yesterday, we did confirm a golden cross on the daily exponential moving averages right here between the green 55 and the purple 200. This one's rather powerful, and I do rather respect this, and I look at this as playable as long as Bitcoin's essentially maintained, especially as long as Bitcoin's maintained above all major moving averages, but in this case, as long as it's above the 21. Now at some point, we will get a pullback, and for right now, to kind of wrap up my thoughts on the medium-term timeframes, I do still think that Bitcoin very likely makes another leg up here, probably somewhere around $50,000, give or take a few bucks from that target. However, the real question is, can Bitcoin start to close above that on a time frame that actually matters? And when I say time frame that actually matters, I mean like a daily, 2-day, 3-day, all of which are actually closing tonight. So if we were to see that happen by tonight, I would extend targets before a general and decent sized pullback to the mid $50,000 first, and then probably raise my my general sort of pullback target somewhere probably around $45,000 actually, wherever the the 200 simple comes in around. But for right now, if Bitcoin were to top out on this current rally, somewhere around about 50,000 bucks. And when I say top out, I don't mean on a fucking hourly or a goddamn 4 hour. For the love of God, if I see one more message, Krown, the volume on the 4 hours too low, and we are gonna get bull trapped. Fucking stop, for the love of God. Volume is important, yes, but holy shit, man. Everything that's important gets made into a fucking meme because it's context dependent, of course, as is anything. So be careful, very, very careful with interpreting indicators without understanding the nuanced perspective that they typically all go through. I mean, pretty much any indicator is like viable, just as a bit of an aside. It's just, for whatever reason, good things, we can't have good things. Anyways, so yes, where was I on this whole explanation right here? All right, let's go back down to the shorter term timeframes, and what are we looking at right now? So Bitcoin did initiate that higher low that we spoke about on the 4 hour from yesterday. And this was all coming in within the context of declining volatility. So when we see volatility declining like this, while we're in the context of an uptrend and Bitcoin's just grinding out the lows in the context of a higher low, then that is to be considered, at least in my experience, trend continuation, as we do expect contraction phases into a nice consolidation and then continuation of trend on expanding volatility, which is what we are perhaps getting ready for right now. This is still actually technically trending down, and the moving average on this is also negatively sloped, but I would be looking perhaps at a shorter term time frame to kind of confirm this. And yes, what do we see? We see it actually exploding right here on the hourly. Of course, that is not fully in line with the 4 hour, but we expect that to lead it, and then the buy hourly should be somewhere in the middle right there. And yes, that's exactly what we see, actually getting just above 50 percentile right now. So volatility is expanding alongside another higher low being printed, and with Bitcoin testing around its prior high of this rally, which we did say was likely after confirming a higher low right here and then surpassing about 47 in some odd change, then that is, well, not going to be a lower high in this case. Now, is it because you don't really test your prior highs while also making a lower high? So very likely I'm looking for trend continuation, maybe a short term, sideways action right here intraday. That's completely fine. Perhaps until real markets open. When I say real markets open, I'm speaking as a very self-identified American who believes that the world revolves around American markets, which it actually does. I mean, if you actually do look at that data, I mean, the US typically does lead. Not always. There are times when Japan leads. There are times when China leads, and sometimes even Europe as well, but usually US kind of sets a tone, and I imagine we probably do see an actual move somewhere around US Open a little bit later today, which is going to be, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, holy shit, I can't actually do the time conversions anymore, so I don't know. I know that over here in Finland it's around it's around 4:30 p.m. Anyways, with that said, man, it's been some time now. Holy shit, I've been living over here in Europe for way too long now. Anyways, what else do we see that's going on right now? Oh, what's this? Hidden bullish divergence drive on the 4 hour RSI. Credit to Caretaker on this one once again. And while we already have hit the target of what you would expect for that, the high of this rally, very likely, assuming that we are around the bullish control zone, which we are actually right now, I would be looking for this to lead on to a continuation phase probably later today, if I had to guess. And we also even see 4 hour jewel with a little bit of upside posturing here too. It's not like a signal in and of itself, but I actually do like this way of using the jewel. And if you have access to the jewel, I did upload a video on this on the new update. I don't know, man, it must have been like a month and a half ago now. We just basically added a volatility component to it, and that's increased its efficacy and actually kind of changed around the way that I use it. So make sure that you watch that video if you do have it, so that you can see exactly how to interpret that, because it's different. It's different than what you probably are familiar with. Anyways, let's go over here now. So there's a couple big things coming in tonight. Actually, 3 big things coming in tonight. We have a daily, 2-day, and 3-day closure all coming in at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And as you can see right now, the 3-day has been trending above the topside trend band for the last 1, 2, 3 closures. And as long as that is happening, I do look at this, or I do interpret this as trend in motion. And if this is trend in motion, then I would be expecting more upside with tentative targets somewhere around about 50,000 bucks, maybe even as high as like 51,500 bucks before the next sort of short-term stop on the time frame like this. But where is the topside trend band right now? 47,850. So technically speaking, we are about 300 bucks below that by this moment in time. Now it is a long day left to go, 18 hours, 40 minutes, and 15 seconds to be exact. But if we do close above the topside trend band, I would be looking for another 3 days of very likely just at least testing a new high on this rally somewhere around that region, and then we come back after that. Like I said, if Bitcoin does start to close any of these timeframes above $50,000 pivot, I would be looking at that as very, 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 very likely to get continuation into the mid 50s first before a greater pullback. If we do start to top out and show weakness at around 50,000 bucks, or even around this current area right here, which I think is a little bit less likely, but hey, could happen obviously, and we'll overlay conditions for that soon enough, then I would be looking probably somewhere down around 42,000 bucks. Here's something that I do want to address though. So at the end of last week, or I think it was like at the middle of last week, Bitcoin got like a, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000 pullback from, what was it, 48 to like 45 or something. Anyways, or maybe it wasn't even that deep. Anyways, I saw a lot of comments and a lot of commentary around the market that people were like, why is Bitcoin dumping? Bitcoin's dumping too hard. I need to get out. What the fuck's going on? Krown, fuck you. It's like, understand this market can move an absolute shit ton, and a $2,000 move is absolutely nothing. It doesn't even destroy like the 4-hour uptrend. So understand where your risk is. And if you're new to this market, which I suspect that a lot of people, maybe getting caught up in the emotions of that, perhaps are, understand that Bitcoin from this price point right here can move about 10,000 bucks and just be testing around the last daily high or low. So take that as you will. Again, this ass can fucking move, and a $2,000 move doesn't even destroy the fucking the 4-hour uptrend. So it's not really until we even come back down and take out our last 4-hour high or low where I'd even be entertaining some decent sized downside targets. In the meantime, can Bitcoin trade a little bit of sideways here? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back down about 46.5 or 40 or 47,000 bucks even is completely fair game. There's nothing really wrong about that. But the second that we do start to actually come back down and close below 45,500, especially, that's at the point where I would be looking for a greater pullback, perhaps to about, or I don't know about greater pullback, but I would be looking for a decent sized pullback to about 43,500 or so. Very likely a bounce there, and then we'll come back to it after that. But for right now, things do look more or less good, even for our MACD turning around as well. And I think that we did see, or did we see the weekly MACD cross the upside? Yeah, we do. Yes, we do see that. By the way, credit to Caretaker for this one as well. As is pretty much all my indicators, or at least the strong majority of them, as we do have a reverse function for this, and we will officially, technically it does not actually officially cross the upside, but it will this week, and it looks pretty damn good right here. It will technically officially cross the upside with any sort of a closure above 45,000 bucks end of this next week, which we just started, by the way. Anyways, this is looking good right here. Also did clear above the white 20 simple as well. The next thing though is I really want to see the white 20 simple get a neutral slope first, but more importantly a positive slope. Also on top of that, if we do go over here to the bi-weekly, I typically don't talk about this indicator too much, but this was a big one for me in traditional markets. And what we'll briefly discuss right here is the advanced decline ratios, and we actually are back above the 1 read right there too. So I actually really like this, and you will expect to see some like that obviously in the early phases of your general runs. And you can see this, testing back all the way over here, precipitating the run all the way from like 4,000 bucks to 14,000 bucks. You see this one over here from basically coronavirus dump lows, and did call the lows at about 5,500 bucks before moving all the way, basically all the way to our current all-time high. Did have a quick dip over here as well. That would be your 10,000 read, getting back into the positive once again, and then kind of leading into your 2016 mega rally as well, as as is several others. So those are looking good right there. I still do like that, and in the general market is, looking more or less good, I do suppose, at least for one more push. I have speculated over potential bull traps within this region, of course, which we can go over as well. Keep in mind that the areas that we've been looking at are still very much present here. We do see that on the daily, if we go over here to CME, that the 618 Fibonacci retracement from a bearish trade from the ultimate high of this asset to the current lows of, July, essentially, is right around about 48,500, 48,200 or so, which we have pretty much tested into actually in the early morning hours for CME, and had a quick little move off of that. Now that's not this is not a death sense move right here, at least in my opinion, but I would be looking for a bit of sideways within this region, and seeing as we just kind of test the upside of it, probably a little bit of short-term sideways and down, and then general resolution to the upside. Again, as long as Bitcoin remains above the last 4-hour high or low, which is where 45,500 or so, as long as that condition is met, I'm generally looking for upside drift here. I'm generally looking for Bitcoin to make a leg up, probably somewhere around around 50,000 bucks, maybe a slightly above there as well. And then of course we do see that this is your gap coming in from 14th of May as well. I would say that that's pretty much already been filled. So the next time that we do approach it, it very likely does break. So this is starting to look better and better for bulls, more macro. And of course I have let my macro thoughts be known on a video that I uploaded, not this last weekend, but the weekend prior to that in the long-term analysis playlist. It's actually the most recent video in the long-term analysis playlist. It's titled something, it's got like a clickbait title like the low is in or something like that, which I do believe that the case for a macro low being in is much stronger than than this being a bull trap for right now. The only way that I really get bearish on this, meaning that the current low is not the low, the like the macro low, so to speak, is if Bitcoin actually came back down below 33,000 bucks. And as we have discussed over here on the hash ribbons indicator, we have seen actually 16 times in the past history of Bitcoin that anytime the blue buy signal has actually printed, and again, this is all within that video as well if you want to go for the deep dive for 40 minutes long of just getting throat fucked with information. Sorry, a little bit unprofessional in the early morning hours, but hey, this is cryptocurrency. There's no such thing as professional. You came to the wrong goddamn place. Like when I was a trader in traditional markets, I had to take a test. It was called a Series 56 to become a market maker authorized trader, and that's actually what technically makes you a professional, and then you can have a badge and all that good stuff. In cryptocurrency, there's none of that. So whenever someone says I'm a professional cryptocurrency trader, okay, that's cool. Anyways, anything but we. Elsa's a professional cryptocurrency trader as well. She's also a unicorn fucker from what I hear. Anyways, looking at the blue buy signals on this, anytime that we have printed that, the prior daily low to that blue buy signal has been the macro low before, never closing a daily total below that low ever again. Now, we do typically test around there on average, and I have done the studies on this, of which I did go over in yesterday's video, which we can go over again today. But looking at this, just for example, we do see this is where your blue buy signal happens on 2nd of December. There is your last daily high low right there, 17 or 19 or 16,950, and then here is your next higher low right here at about 18,000 and some odd change. So with that said, we have typically seen something around about 7% on average, with kind of a bit of a variation there, actually up to 20% and as low as like 2%, where Bitcoin typically does test around that prior low. But just playing around with numbers right here, assuming that this is your last higher low before that blue buy signal, which it is, then we'd expect, perhaps somewhere around like, 42,000 bucks. If it's going to play about 10% away on the more aggressive end, we have seen 20% away, which would probably put us like somewhere around here. Nope, even a little bit higher than that. And that is about 46,000 bucks already. So maybe it'd even be where we're at currently speaking. This would be a little bit more on the outlier situation. We have had 2 of those iterations out of the 16 iterations. And of course, one of those iterations did not work. That would be the Black Swan event of 2020, the highly esteemed coronavirus dumb times, which has affected our lives all so much. Anyways, with that in mind, I believe that the biweekly accumulation distribution indicator is starting to actually level out as well. It actually still does not even have a positive slope, by the way. And has this actually been good in the history of time? It actually has been pretty damn decent, especially on the upward slopes for this one, but not necessarily on the downward slopes. Although it actually, now that I am back testing it here, it actually is pretty damn good there too, to be fair. Anyways, with that said, I still do kind of like what's going on right here. If we are going to see some downside this week, I do believe it's 43,000 bucks probably where I'd be looking towards. Of course, we also got the weekly 21 Mimi going for us as well. We do see that, or for us. Yes, we are all Bitcoin sirs and sirs, but this is actually important right here because the weekly 21 has actually maintains its positive slopes for 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row now, or working on its 3rd week now, with opens and closures above it now just once confirmed. Twice confirmed and working on its 3rd one as well. Anyways, my point with this one is that anytime that we have seen in the history of Bitcoin where Bitcoin's above the yellow 21, and I'll just kind of briefly get rid of everything right here for this nice little quick demonstration. We can just leave. Yeah, it's a yellow moving average in case you happen to give a fuck. But basically, anytime Bitcoin's above it and it has a positive slope, good, especially on an open and close basis as well. Keeps you bullish the whole way through this area over here. Tells you to get out over here, or maybe even short, and tells you to get bullish the whole way over here. Same thing over here. Same thing over here, and same thing more recently over here. And once again, we are back above it, or Bitcoin's back above it, more accurately said. So I do think that the case for a macro low being in is much stronger stronger than the case for a bull trap within this region right now. And I wouldn't even be entertaining. And when I say bull trap, by the way, that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin's going to come back down and make new lows below our July lows. It could, it could just be like a $10,000 move back down to low $40,000 territory. After a little bit of continuation right here. Could also be, if we were to top out right here, maybe move back down just slightly below 40,000 bucks as well. That would all be fair game. So until that happens, until Bitcoin goes below 33,000 bucks, there's really no talk about that, at least coming from myself. Obviously, there's a possibility. There always is this possibility, but what's more importantly is the probability. And right now, like I do say, and again, referencing that video that I uploaded last weekend on Sunday, I do believe that the case for the macro low being is much stronger. So fair enough. There will be ebbs and flows. Obviously, we have been a little bit spoiled in this current market. Over the past 3-4 weeks now, Bitcoin's just been straight up. You really haven't had to been too you haven't had to been too great with your trading in order to make money in this market as usual. And that's kind of why we love Bitcoin. It's very generous, and in this case right here, we do see at some point we will get a pullback, but even a backfill on last weekly open would be 44,000 bucks, which doesn't really do all that much for this price action. So very interesting stuff, as we do see actually volatility start to expand once again on the weekly, by the way. Anyways, I want to get over here to the momentum charts. We haven't even addressed this just yet, but 4-hour time frame, as we already did confirm a higher low right here and are grinding up the current highs of this rally. We do see 4-hour stocks actually freshly cross the upside, and more importantly, rejecting the bearish control zone. Again, easy to see the volatility read on this as it does come down alongside price action. Again, just putting in a nice constructive higher low as well. And we will inevitably see this cross the upside, or remain with this cross the upside, as long as you're above 46,350 or so. Buy hourly is going to be showing what? It's going to be showing 46.5 as well, so coming in from around the same area, and hourly is going to be showing at 47,800 or so. So a little bit of short-term sideways here. Wouldn't mind a short-term downside move, but that is just within the context of this price action. What's more important is the medium and higher term timeframes right here, which again are really aggressive right here, which is why I do say, while I do think Bitcoin probably has one more try to the upside, I don't think that this is like how am I trying to phrase this? While I do believe that Bitcoin very likely has one more try to the upside, I do believe that this run is, getting pretty exhausted relatively soon. So whether it tops out here, 50,000 or like 55 or 56,000 bucks, I don't really have a strong opinion about that. My opinion is that we're probably not just gonna fucking green dildo rocket emoji all the way to new ultimate highs from this exact moment without any like legitimate pullbacks. I'd really want to see a pullback, another decent sized consolidation, and then very likely continuation. So here's a 12-hour right here, 48,000 bucks being the magical number for this one, and daily freshly crossing up once again, as we did fulfill the criteria that we spoke about yesterday, alongside volatility actually as well. And the magical number right there is 46,750. So as long as those closures are maintained, I would still be favoring more upside continuation before a pullback. I think buy dailies around the same. Oh my God, this is just ridiculous right there. And 3-day, same thing as well, 45,150. And I think even the 5-day is coming up as well. And surely the weekly is starting to come up now to 31,000 bucks. Yes, indeed it is. Anyways, what we'll do now is we'll go back on over here. Is there anything else that I want to speak about? Maybe we talk about testnet account really quickly here. Again, Deribit changed this around, so it's actually a little bit more difficult to read. Well, I actually do kind of like having everything right here, but I suspect that for just looking at this on the YouTube is probably not too great. Again, this is a testnet account, although now it doesn't even look like it, but it is. I swear to God, it is a testnet account right here. You can see from the price action, and more importantly, I'm still holding those positions. For full disclosure, we have a 4,300 ROI position. That was the 3,300 long, which is funnily enough exactly where it starts to get macro bearish once again. So easy to cover that position. I've basically been using covered calls in order to kind of take profit along the way up at these sort of pivot points that we've been having. And what else do I have as far as the options positions? A lot of positions still running right here, a lot of premium coming in, and I am very happy with that 2.5 Bitcoin being printed on that as well. And the account is now up, I think just above 27.25 Bitcoin now. So I think I started this at like 10 or 15, now coming up almost a 2x from there, so, or 2 or maybe even 3x above there. So quite happy about that. And options are the fucking truth. Unfortunately though, for us in the US or citizens not in the pristine areas, Unfortunately, we're blocked from that, so still have to wait for like a legitimized exchange to offer those products. And I imagine that CME or SIBO is probably not too far away from doing that. Anyways, 12 hours should be known as well that we are going to print some hidden phantom div around the edge of the bullish control zone here as well. Probably confirmed a little bit later today with any sort of a closure here or higher in the next 6 hours, 25 minutes. And again, that would have a general target somewhere around about 49.5 to 50,000 bucks actually, with potential for more. And we even see that volatility on this time frame as well is incredibly fucking low. So if we do see expansion from this area, I mean, with trend continuation, I mean, that actually can explode a little bit higher. So that is why I am really entertaining the possibility of a move to 55 or 56,000 bucks first before a greater pullback. So for right now, I do think that things are getting rather cooked, but perhaps now is a good time to get into the chatties. So you know what, I'm going to put this on a lower term time frame for right now. Let's do something like that, and let's go over here. Let's see what Elsa has ready for me. I'm going to turn on the alerts as well. And holy fucking moly, man, there's a lot of people new here today. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you into this community. It's Elsa says, don't square them away. All right, take off your pants and get ready for the ramming, sirs and sirs. Everyone's treated equally here. I always want to say, a happy and healthy welcome to our new members. It's a fun time. I understand that sometimes my language can be a little bit abrasive and a little bit maybe non-professional, but understand that my intent is never, to hurt or harm anyone with that. It's just to lazily express myself when I'm making, 2 hours long of free content on a daily basis, which makes it a little bit more manageable. And it's also fucking fun for me too. Colby Jux, what's up, sir? Okay, storage daily, weekly, please. All right, we got some 2017 shit coins coming back into this goddamn market. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, storage USD. Let's see what we got here. Let's see how this one's going. First off, I want to see how has it done. Okay, this one actually not as bad as most 2017 shitcoins. It did make new highs on its rallies in 2021, which is a good sign. Short term though, a little bit of toppiness right here going on. However, you do have a golden cross coming in. So how does this typically look like? Well, we sold off of the May 19th drop BOLA right there. Do I look for a pullback first and then continuation, or do I look for continuation right here? Actually, shorter term timeframes kind of reveal all. We do see increasing volume on the move to the upside. This is kind of the grind up. Technically speaking, this is known as climbing the wall of worry, if you're familiar with. Actually, don't know where that ideology comes from, but climbing the wall of worry after a nice, massive downside crash, you might even call it. But yeah, man, this one I'd actually still be favoring the upside. You do have a daily golden cross, like I did say. There's nothing really bearish about this chart as long as you're above yesterday's spike low, which is 124 or so. And I'll be looking for another retest somewhere around your May 19 highs, and then see where Bitcoin is after that. Again, whenever talking about altcoins, it's important to say that, hey, whatever Bitcoin does, these altcoins are going to mirror for the most part in varying degrees of relative strength and relative weakness. But that one's actually looking pretty damn good. Drawfied says, hi Elsa and sir. I am sir. Welcome. Good to formally meet you, sir. Your mustache is looking quite parabolic today. Thanks, man. I am a hairy motherfucker, I'm aware. Do you think this will extend to the bullish or the bullshit USD token on FTX? Do I think what will extend? I bought it at 7,000 USD during the dip, and then it kept dipping. Well, that's because you bought bullshit, sir. All right, let's check it out. Okay, bullshit USD. Okay, it's a 3x long shitcoin index. So you don't need to gamble like this, like if you're gonna gamble, go to fucking Vegas, because at least you get free drinks over there. You don't need to. And hookers too. They're actually legal in Vegas, in case you're wondering. Anyways, 3x long shit. Okay, first off, shitcoins already move at an astronomical pace, but to do like a 3x long on that, like. Sam definitely is setting himself up to be the good guy of cryptocurrency land, but his casino is doing everything right to just grab all the money from people who don't know any better. This one very likely does trade up from here. But look, man, you literally are buying bullshit. Like, this is garbage. This is fucking garbage. When you see something that is not joining and participating with the rest of the rallies going on within this market, it's not a good sign. And you literally bought a bag of shit. You literally bought a bag of shit. And yes, it very likely does go in your direction. It very likely trades up somewhere around 250. But holy shit, man! Like, even to just get into profit. This one went up. You need to get back up to 600, sir. All in 372%. That's a fucking percentage for ants. I'm going all in on this shit. I'm going to the shitcoin police jail. Oh baby, it's moon time. Get this fucking garbage off my charts. Abs. Oh, you bought it at 7,000 US. Wait, you bought it at 7,000? Oh my god. You bought it at okay, sir. Oh my god, we have to redo this. Okay, it's not 600, it's... No comment. Mike Bolano says, hey, Krown. Hello, sir. Would really appreciate RSR 1 hour, 4 hour. Okay. All right, let's see. I know it's quite spread. All right, all good, man. Let's see. This one, I think, is another 2017 shitcoin. I'm curious where this one's kind of ended up. First off, I guess we don't really have too much history on it. Only go back to 2019, but oh well. Looking at the daily right here, actually, this one looking good for another drive to the upside, probably 4.7 center. So just your, again, this sort of breakdown area right here from 20th of May. You're looking at a 4 hour, nice constructive rally. Again, volume pouring in on essentially a continuation of this trend. I mean, volatility is starting to spruce up as well. This is looking good for trend continuation right here. No reason to be bearish on this thing as long as you're above about 4 cent even. You know, just ride the higher lows. It's looking, you know, it's looking relatively good. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but your next major area is obviously going to be the 200 simple, more medium to long term, perhaps. I also do think that it's a little bit concerning that we see a lot of the shit coins actually starting to rally up a little bit. You typically want to see Bitcoin lead these rallies, or Ethereum, or just some of the majors realistically. Jordan Chen, hello, sir. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother on the daily, my daddy, sir. I am sir, not daddy. Let's see. All right, where is it right here? Solana, looking very good, looking very fucking good. Daily just broke the highs of its current rally, and where are? Oh my god. Okay, this is looking very fucking good, man. Okay, so this hidden bullish divergence that happened like a month ago right here, already retested and made new all-time highs, just fresh again in the bullish controls, and this is looking very, very good actually. You know, there are going to be ebbs and flows. Wouldn't mind a pullback down to like $56.5, but ultimately I'm looking for this to continue on. We do see 4 hours getting a little bit hot right here, BBWP on the fucking ceiling, but more importantly daily, when you're looking at the greater trend of this, we do see that it's actually still moving up and has, you know, it's only at an 80 percentile right now. I really wouldn't be looking for like major highs on this rally until you get above 90. Technically speaking, this is a nice formation right here, a little bit of a box, if you will, if you really want to like call it out, which are actually pretty damn good formations to be fair. Boxes and triangles are actually the decent ones, but you don't see boxes too often in cryptocurrency land. But here's what I'll be looking for. We don't really need all those trend lines right there. We need something like this right here, boom boom. We can make a nice retracement on this, or sorry, a nice extension on this, which, you know, targets to the upside, probably more medium term is going to be 69 to 70. More long term could get pretty damn crazy there, but I suspect that we really need to see the rest of the market kind of support that. So yeah, looking very good. One of the better charts, probably one of the best charts we've seen today, actually. Very, very good, very fucking good. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Meccan? Also, when Taliban interview, I heard they're bullish on Bitcoin and banning women. They're banning women just for their safety, sir. That's why. Anyways. That is the most weird thing is, like, why do all these human rights, or why do all the, like, these social justice warriors not talk about like the Taliban? That seems like an issue. I don't know. Maybe I've just been brainwashed by the Western media, but I don't know, man. Stoning women to death for not wearing a ninja outfit seems a little bit, I don't know, seems a little bit harsh. Okay, I could use the other term. Sorry, no disrespect to any fellow ninjas out there. I respect all ninjas of all shapes and sizes. Anyways, Justin Young, XRP 4 hour daily. Sure, man. Let's check it out. Let's see, where's my XRP over here? 130 or so. Actually, this one having a pretty nice run as well. Hourly's looking pretty damn good right there. I think you asked for a 4 hour and daily. You did. Looking like continuation right there, man. This thing is actually really fucking strong. Oh my god. It's usually not a good sign when you see XRP really doing something like this. I think it's got maybe one more continuation drive before a bit of a pullback here. It's kind of in no man's land for right now. We do see daily jewels getting very fucking extended at this point. I mean, you typically don't see it get too far above where it is right now, but you have seen a couple times in the past. But I would be, I do think it's probably got one more drive and then pull back. Where could the drive be? I guess, in this case, anywhere around about 150 to 160 is probably where I'd be looking towards. Currently trading 130 or so. If we go down to an hourly, where's your uptrend coming in around? I'd say that's about 1.25 or so. If you do start to trade back down below 1.25, which I don't think is happening right now. I mean, this is actually printing hidden bullish divergence on the hourly. Then I would be looking for a pullback first to about 118 and then check it out after that. But very, very extended right there. But I do think it has one more drive, kind of similar to Bitcoin. Very extended, but very likely one more drive at least. least, and then check it out after that. Bless you, sir. Bless you again, sir. Nacho Fiat says ENJ 4 hour, please, please, K-Dog. I'm K-Dog, answer. ENJ, this is the Samsung one from way back when. Let's see, I suspect that this one probably is one of the better charts. I remember this one was one of the more impressive ones. No, it doesn't really have like one of the better charts, all things considered, but there are a lot of good things going on right here. Did get an earlier golden cross in most of this market on 6th of August, it looks like. As long as it's above the 200 simple or just even yesterday's spike low, I'm looking for general continuation to the upside here. 195 to $2 would be the next area that I'm looking towards. Daily RSI just fresh again into the bullish controls, and this looks really fucking good. This actually has more to go. I do think this one's still like rather healthy. Even BBWP's not even above 30 percentile right now. It's actually not even above 25 percentile. So very fucking interesting right there. Nothing bearish about this, again, as long as it's above yesterday's spike low. If you do take that area out, then yeah, all of this analysis just goes by the wayside. But for now, I'd be looking somewhere around about $2. This looks good. Hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour RSI as well, and it's just freshly testing up to the bullish controls. And by the way, 4 hour BBWP on the fucking floor. You see that alongside trend continuation, which this is an ascending triangle right here, which is a reaccumulation formation. So I'm inclined to say that it probably does. I'd be looking for another move to the upside, sir. It looks good. Okay, cool. Farsh M says, Fet, you have a very nice profile picture, sir. Very, very buff. Fet USDT, 4 hour and daily, please, sir. Are you Z's? Fet USD. Where's our resident Z's appreciators here? Looking at daily right here, again, a chart that's, I'd say par for the course, you know, certainly not relatively weak. Also, I wouldn't say it's relatively strong, but it's one of the better charts, I would say, today. What time frames first off? 4 hour and daily. Let's start off with the 4 hour first. 4 hour uptrend remains as long as above 49 cents. And what do you know? Hidden bullish evidence right here. Volatility on the floor. So we saw that contraction again alongside another higher low being printed. Looking for expansion alongside trend continuation. I need to go to daily for targets here. Probably looking somewhere around 58, maybe even 60 cents. This looks pretty fucking good, man. Daily RSI telling the story once again here. Looking nice. Looking nice. Weekly, powerful close. Very fucking powerful close. Impressive, man. Impressive, sirs and sirs. Zeostorm, hello, sir. Been on the sidelines for a while, and it's killing me. Wait, why? Wait, what? Fell for the trap. Most of CT was saying bull trap and missed the entire move up. Are you talking about when people are talking about bull trap? Like when people are talking about bull trap over here? You know, I do have something to say about that because back in like June, July, I was saying that Bitcoin very likely moves to $45,000 first before any sort of potential like major breakdown or bull trap, and that is like not fucking happening right there. So if people are calling bull trap on this over here, I don't want to like throw shade at anyone, and I don't want to talk shit to any particular person, because it's not wise to talk shit to people. It's you talk shit to ideas, and in this case right here, your obvious idea that this was not going to be breaking down from over here was when Bitcoin essentially very, very obviously gapped up right here. But I believe it was right here we did say once Bitcoin trades above $31,000, this is a confirmed bear trap, and we are going to be probably making our way towards 45, and that's kind of what's happened thus far. And Bitcoin's actually only been looking better and better on this ride since then. So I'm I salute you, sir. Anyways, am I wrecked, sir? You're not wrecked, sir. Okay, so here's the thing: you're never wrecked is something that is a meme only basically for gambling people. Even if you do make a quote unquote losing trade, it's never a wrecked trade, because as always, you need to have your risk essentially estimated. You need to know your risk for a trade. You also need to know your potential reward and your potential and your obvious entry as well, amongst other things. Now, I of course have a video on this where you can overlay your own strategy onto the trade checklist. You can type that in at YouTube at any moment in time. It's there for you freely. But when you start to get into a mood like that, when you start to get into a mode like that, understand that nothing's 100% guaranteed, right? Nothing's 100% guaranteed. So if you do feel that you're, FOMO or you're missing out or something, it just shows that it doesn't show that you're, that you don't have a plan. It shows that you're human, for one, because I still feel that as well. I think you kind of always will feel that, but you just learn how to kind of manage it, because you understand that statistics and, basically statistics are either working or not working in your favor. So you take the risk if you like it. You don't take the risk if you don't like it. So what I would say is that, are you wrecked? You're only wrecked if you are. I mean, you're really only wrecked if you actually lose your fucking account, or take humongous losses, more than 20% of your account size. That would be a humongous loss in my books. Anyways, more importantly with that, well, where do I want to go with that? No, I think I'll leave that right there. No, you're not wrecked, man. You still, it sounds like you still have your capital. Just what do you do after making a decision that you don't like? No, look for the next opportunity. Like, have your criteria set up for what you're looking for and know when to take it when it's time to take it. So that's how, well, on my main accounts, I got long at around $31,000, and on my damn testnet account over here got long at about $33,000. But overall, man, again, know your risk, and that is a defense against feeling wrecked or anything like that, which you're not to begin with. I mean, it's a much bigger problem to actually like take a fucking loss in a trade. You could have been the person who shorted at like $33,000 and held it all the way through here, of which imagine that there's several. Aaron Depp, hello, sir. Krown, what the fuck is going on with Soul? It looks pretty fucking good. We already looked at it. PS Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, man, those damn JPEGs are unbelievably interesting to me, man. Like, I kind of get it. I kind of don't get it with the whole what are they called again? What the fuck are they called? NFTs. Yeah, the NFT things. I kind of get it. I kind of don't get it, but it's kind of cool, man. I do think it's here to stay, and I do think that it will inevitably take over. But will it be? Elsa's an artist. That's exactly right. But probably does cool off a bit if I had to guess. I don't know if people are gonna like always be paying $100,000 for a picture of a rock, or not even a picture of a rock, but a very like anime-esque painting of a rock, I guess. Interesting stuff, but I need to get in that game, man. I need to get some NFTs for myself. Spence Smith, Zur Elsa, hello, sir. I offend by your bigoted professional crypto trading statements. What? Link your NFT. Elsa, you can link your NFT if you want. I happen to love you all and wish you well. I happen to love you and wish you well as well, man. Dude, that's the kind of community that I do want to be happy, man. Like positive intent. That's what it's about. Zen on long. Oh my God, Zen. Holy fuck. Man, I have a story about Zen, and I don't say this to shit on anyone in particular, but there was a guy who was around this channel when it first started, from good old bodybuilding Misk. I don't know if he's still around. Hopefully he is, because it looks like it would have worked out for him. But he made a very good trade. I think he made like he made a shit ton of money in a very small amount of time, trading something like OMG or Misigo, whatever the fuck it was. And I don't think that he was like really a trader before. I think that he just kind of got interested in the market and got in. Fair enough. That's how a lot of people start. And then from there, he took all of his winnings. He took out a fucking loan, I believe, as well, and then went all in on Zen somewhere around here. And by the way, this is the real chart, just so you know. Anyways, I don't know if he actually held through all of this, because it was, I believe, on loan, so maybe didn't make it out all the way. But this is actually looking very good now. The reason why I said that is because you have a 2017 shitcoin that made new highs above its prior all-time high. The strong ones did, the weak ones did not. And if you are holding a 2017, 2018 shitcoin that has not done that, not necessarily the best sign. Anyways, your question is, Zen on long-term been holding Faucetine, bought 10 at $35 each. Okay, so you basically, oh my God, yeah, you basically bought the lows here. That's quite nice. I do like this one, as long as you're above the weekly 21, which is $70 right now. I do rather like it. See what you said long term, so let's look at a monthly. I'm not getting too much from this chart in and of itself. You can obviously mark off like relevant targets to the upside, of which your next one would be about $100. Short term would be more like $82, $83, but it sounds like you're more long term. Anyways, my point is that, again, it's easier to watch Bitcoin. So whenever Bitcoin starts to show some weakness, this thing probably comes down as well. But this is good. This is actually pretty damn good. And for what it's worth, it actually did maintain its weekly uptrend here too. Here's your last prior weekly low. Here's your next weekly higher low, which most things did not. Most things actually entered into a downtrend there. Looking at weekly RSI, just freshly crossing above the exponential off that hidden bullish divergence. Looks good right there. So I suspect that this one actually going to be one of the better beneficiaries as long as the market does stay up. But as far as the long term goes, there's nothing really bearish about this chart long term, as long as it's above $50, and that's actually quite nice for you because that's almost a 2x from your entry. So if you are playing the long term trend, that's essentially what I'd be looking at. Perhaps that's relevant to you, perhaps that's not. But lower time frames look great. I know you're not interested in them, but I imagine that this one probably does gun back up to $100 over the next, month or two. Zeostorm says STMX on the 4-hour and daily. Thank you. Thank you for your very kind message, sir. STMX. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got it. on Binance. What are we looking like on the 4-hour? Looking like, look, all these charts are the same. All these charts are the same. It's all same fucking chart, same goddamn chart looking over here. And we do have volume again pouring in on a nice constructive higher low. You might even call this a ascending triangle. You even look at 4-hour hidden bullish evidence on the RSI right here, freshly getting into the bullish control zone, basically already around the highs of this rally. And what do you know? On the daily, we are in the midst of maybe getting a golden cross, not today, not tomorrow, but maybe a little bit around later this week. As long as this thing's above yesterday's spike low, I'm looking for this one to have a nice move up to 3.6 cent or so, somewhere around here from your May breakdown. This one would be relatively weak. However, it hasn't participated as much as the rest of this market in the upside rallies, but as long as Bitcoin's good, this one gets to fall, and Bitcoin's still, decent. Anyways, Dan K says, question about RSI. It often makes bearish divergences while simultaneously coming down to print hidden bullish divergences. So which is more important? Okay, so this is a really good question, actually. All right. Okay, they're both equally as important, right? So you're talking about this right here, right? Basically, Bitcoin put in 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence on the 4-hour right here, running this high, and this high, right? So Bitcoin comes down, okay, and then what happens on the other side? We get a drive of hidden bullish divergence. That essentially tells you that you're looking for a pullback based off the bearish divergence of this time frame, so in this case a 4-hour. So you're looking for a pullback, but because you are in a nice uptrend, and if you had a perspective of the higher term time frames, you realize, okay, this is it's a greater trend than just the fucking 4-hour. So first and foremost, you look for that to play down, not for a full-on fucking reversal. Like, this is where people really massively get this wrong. You only look for a fucking reversal when you get a fucking reversal, for the love of fucking God. I know that it's very sexy to call the ultimate highs the ultimate lows, but look, until Bitcoin actually makes a new fucking lower low, even on a goddamn 4-hour, it's not wise to be looking for the massive reversal and target major massive moves to the downside. So in this case right here, you get your bearish divergence. So you start to look for pullbacks, or more importantly, if you're trading with the goddamn trend, which you can make your life a lot easier by doing, you just look for a pullback into a higher low. Where do you look for on higher lows? I mean, sometimes you get them at the 21 in a little bit more aggressive markets. A lot of the time you'll get them at the 55. And then what do you expect to see on the other side? Once you see it kind of resolved, this is actually a concept that Jackie brought up like a year and a half ago, which has actually stuck with me for a long time ever since. Basically with hidden bullish divergence, which essentially calls your higher low, then you say, okay, the bearish divergence call is over. It's time to be looking for a bounce and very likely trend continuation first and foremost. So with that said, you've identified something that that you will naturally see. It's not that one is more important than the other. It's about understanding the context of which they come in. That's what's important. And that's what I really, 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 really want to hammer on, because a lot of people, first off, a lot of people just don't even know how to identify divergence. That's not your problem, because you actually you identify this one properly. So I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole with that goddamn one, because that one just that one rustles my jimmies big time. I don't know why, man. I don't know why at all. Maybe it's definitely my own problem. But they're of equal importance. Your hidden divergences tell you about continuation. So in the case of an uptrend, higher lows. In the case of a downtrend, lower highs. Your regular divergences tell you about, potential reversals, but at the very least pullbacks or bounces. Again, same sort of explanation right there. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. Cruxy, hello, sir. Morning, Krown. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're living it up in Euroland. It's another day of getting up at 5:30 a.m., going for a morning walk, having one small coffee, and then doing a little bit of magic in the net money business, man. It's actually my dream right now. I love it. Can we check out Theta USD on the 4-hour and daily? And I hope yours is going well as well, by the way. Should say that too. Spread around the well width is. Can't speak. Theta, yeah, we can look at that one. Very good on the 4-hour right here. Same fucking chart that we've seen plenty of times now. Volatility expanding alongside trend continuation. That's nice. I'd be looking for this one to try back up towards your June 21st drop down point. Where is that? Somewhere around about a little bit under $9 where I'd be looking towards. This one's a bit of a laggard right here, but you do have the daily golden cross. And as long as you're above essentially the 200 on the daily, on a daily closing basis, I do like this for general continuation. Jewel's got probably one more continuation signal right there to the upside. And we do see daily RSI just freshly getting in the bullish control zone. So looking good there as well. So yeah, man, very likely does follow the rest of the market, but this one, not the strongest of them all. Just kind of a follower. General targets to about, $9, and then perhaps as much as like 10.25 to 10.5 is where I'll be looking towards over time. Let's see. Cheers, bro. Thank you for getting my right gender pronoun, sir. Yondel Rubio. Hello, sir. Can you check out AMP? Thank you. Okay, all right. No problem, man. No time frame given, so I'm just going to go with the daily here. And let's see, maybe CoinDerp. Nope, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. What was it? Is it Poloniex or Gemini that has the good history on this one? Maybe it's even Finex, actually. The Gemini. Gemini has a decent amount of history. Weekly, not too helpful on this one. Daily, sideways, but within the context of an uptrend. I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. If it wants to try for another higher low, I'd be looking at around just under 5 cents. If it wants to put in a bit of a base here and rally back up, I'd be looking towards the high of the last rally at about 8 cents or so. Still good though. I do like this one. It's just sideways for right now. It doesn't really seem to be enjoying in the general prosperity of this market right now. Not the best sign, but it actually does look like it wants to test the downside first, to be honest with you. But I'm not bearish on this thing, to be 100% direct with you, as long as it's above 4 cents. And I would be looking for higher lows somewhere around about 5 cents if it does try the downside first, which it actually looks like it might. So this is one of the only charts that I've seen today that actually kind of looks like it might try the downside first. But again, long term, I like this for what it's worth right now. Momentum oscillators on a 5-day, pretty good. Daily, decent, I guess. 2-day and 3-day just flat right there. Yeah, not really giving me too much right there. So unfortunately, it's not too helpful, man. I don't know what time frame you're trying to go off of, but even if you're just looking at a 4, I don't really know what to make of this. I mean, you do have a slew of lower highs right there, but wouldn't want to short it either. So sideways, again, bullish as long as above 5 cents is what is kind of what I'd be looking at right there. Investing tech. Hello, sir. Hey, Krown. Nano short term, looking for an, oh dear lord, we got nano token. Build chicken tendies over here. Looking good on the 4-hour, and I think you were looking at short term. Okay, short term, you're looking for an entry. It's okay. Look, when someone asks for an entry, and I'm not trying to pick on you, but when someone asks for an entry, it's like, I don't even know your fucking style, man. Also when you say short term, I don't know if that means like a 5-minute to you, an hourly, or a 4-hour. To me, that means like a 4-hour. But looking at this right here, I mean, it probably does follow through with the rest of the market. Probably does trade up to like 7.25 or so. But do you just enter right here? I mean, where's your risk? Your risk is the last higher low at 6.15. Maybe that's applicable to you. Maybe it's not. I don't know. That's not a decision I can make for you, nor do I want to make for you. While I am happy to look at charts and give you my opinion on them, I kind of draw the line, also legally speaking, with like out giving actual financial advice. It also just feels weird too. And also, I'm going to be wrong at points too. And I don't want to, I don't want to set up like false expectations with something like this, but generally follows through here. It's more or less fine, but definitely a laggard a bit here too. Definitely not my favorite chart long term. How's this one held up? Again, well below its 2017, 2018 highs. It's not a sign of strength in my book, but very likely does trade up from here. So fair enough, sir. All right, no more paper has retracted his message, but why? Let me take a sip of this morning, man. I am damn thirsty right now. Oh, there we go. Krishna Ganapathy says, LRC USD, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. Sure. All right, this is the library credits, right? I wonder how this one's doing. This was like, oh no, this is loop ring. All right, this was another 2017 one I remember. Yep, another chart of a shitcoin. This one definitely a laggard, definitely a weakling in this market. Not even above the 200 simple, as is even some of most of the shitty coins here. But is it going to follow through as well? It probably is. I mean, 4-hour, yes, is fine as long as you're above about 31.3. Just that's your last higher low. 4 hours looking for continuation, hidden bullish evidence right here. And what do we see on BBWP? Yep, looking for expansion. I'm looking for a trend continuation. This one, again, a lot weaker than most, but a move up to 40 cents or so. 39 to 40 cents is kind of what I'd be looking for. And then, a bit of a pushback right there. But again, a very, very weak chart, all things considered. Historically speaking, again, compared to most things in this market, like you don't need to trade a piece of shit like this unless if you truly like the fundamentals, or I don't know, maybe even some information perhaps. If you're looking at an hourly, I believe it's probably just gonna be the same thing as the 4-hour. Yeah, uptrend as long as above 31.5 or so. Let's see. Charles G says Dash, another 2017 shit, or actually this one's like 2015 shitcoin, daily and 4-hour for Dash. Holy shit! I actually am very curious to see where this one is. Poloniex is actually where we need to go for on this one. This one will have the most history here. Back when Poloniex had the troll box, if you remember this. Wow. Actually, oh no, there's their 27. Yeah, this one complete piece of garbage here, as usual for Dash. But is it going to join the short-term rally? Yep, it looks like so. Just regain the 200 simple right here. Would like to see a golden cross, which is very far away. 240 to 250 is where I'd be looking for. Short-term time frames, 4 hour. A little bit more aggressive here actually on the 4 hour. You know, I'd kind of actually hold back what I just said right there. I would generally be looking towards those targets, but there is, there is something very important to be aware of. Where's your higher lows coming in from? About 190, or sorry, 192 to be exact. I'd even go as far as saying if this thing came back down below about 199 to 200 bucks, I would be bearish on this one, looking for a nice falling apart of this rally down to about 180. But for right now, as long as it maintains that region, I do look for general, general just move to the upside. Daily's okay here, but again, definitely a weak coin and definitely laggard within the context of this market. Jack says, good morning. I think Krown missed my chat. Oh, sorry. Okay, Solana versus Ethereum. Okay. No Ethereum today, huh? All right, well, fair enough. We can do that. I guess Huobi and OKX is our only options for this one. Pretty damn good here, actually. Pretty damn good. I would be looking for a pullback after retesting your April 25th highs. What time frames are you looking at there? If I had to guess, probably short term and medium term. Short term, I would be looking for a pullback from that region though. Could it pull back down to like, what is this, 0.178 or something like that? Perhaps yes. That's an hourly. However, daily is looking very good. I wouldn't be surprised to see the pullback, more importantly, get held. Maybe it's more like 0.18 or so, and then very likely try for new highs on this rally. And this would actually be new all-time highs. Even the daily Jewel gave a perfect buy signal right there. Pretty damn perfect one, alongside the new interpretation of it as well, which is looking very, very good. Weekly, not really bearish on a chart that's retesting its all-time highs. Also, weekly RSI telling the story here. I like this one. I would be looking for this one to make new all-time highs over the next month or two after a little bit of a short-term pullback. Looking good, looking very good. And sorry for missing your comments there. Michael Saldivar says GRT. Okay, pull this one up. This is the DERP token. Yeah, it is the DERP token. All right, Binance. And you're looking at 4 hour. You're asking about 4 hour bullish divergence. Let's see. It's our 4 hour bullish divergence. No, there's not 4 hour bullish divergence, but is there 4 hour hidden bullish divergence is probably your real question. And yeah, there actually should be between this point and this point right here. I imagine it's maybe just a few bars out of my out of my look back period right now. But yeah, this is a higher low right here. Bullish as long as above about 87.5 cent. Short term daily probably gives another grind up towards the highs of this rally, which is like just above $1. If it starts to break above that region, I'd look for an actual mega run at that. Or I don't know about mega run, but I look for like quite the nice run to about 120, maybe even $1.25. But for right now, I got the nice circles of destiny on this one. It's generally going to follow here. Definitely not my favorite chart. Definitely not relatively strong, but nothing really bearish about this thing as long as it's above. Let's just call it like 87 cents. Below there, yeah, I'd start to look further down. But again, as always, whenever talking about altcoins, have to be aware of what Bitcoin's doing, and whatever Bitcoin does, they're more or less going to mirror. In this case, I'd be looking for the same thing on GRT. Ash Roberts, good morning to you, sir. QNT USDT on KuCoin. Okay, QNT. Derp. Binance, okay, 4 hour and daily. Wow, this is one of the most unimpressive charts we've seen today. Hold on. A different one, because I know this one does have more history. You said KuCoin? Yeah. KuDerp over here. Okay, this is your 4 hour. It looks like it just got rejected pretty harshly right there. What's going on? Yeah, not the rejection that you want to see right there. I still think that this one trades more or less sideways. I guess I must have done this chart at the end of last week, and actually holding pretty fucking well here, funnily enough. Those magical lines, sometimes they actually fucking work, huh? Again, if you actually use the high of this rally, 15th, yeah, yesterday's high, basically, you could now use that very likely as a continuation point, meaning that if it does just even trade above that high, I'd be looking for a nice move up to like 175, maybe even the highs of this rally, like 180. But for, I'd imagine in the medium term, this one more or less trades sideways within this range, just kind of tests the top side. I'd be looking for it to try for a higher low somewhere around the bottom side of that range. I don't hate the long-term chart. It's a pretty good long-term chart, to be fair. Nothing really bearish about it as long as you're above the bottom side area of this at like 140, 141. But it is weird to see this one. It's not really benefiting from the perceived strength within this market right now. So I'd be looking for sideways and then resolution above yesterday's high, essentially. Shroomba, can you take a look at Cardano? Sure. Let's see where the Cardano card dealers are at right now. Where are they at, sir? Where are they? Where's my damn Carderpios? There we go. 215. We did say this one very likely retest per all-time highs on a weekly basis, and we did. Hey, not bad. I'll be looking for this one to probably make new all-time highs maybe later this month or early September. Do we pull back first, though, after retesting per all-time highs? Probably yes. Although this one is still putting in higher lows on the 4 hour. I guess, you give it the benefit of the doubt in this case right here. So as long as this thing's, closing 4 hour dildos basically above your $2.05 pivot right there, I'd be looking for sideways and up, and probably does make new all-time highs as long as that holds. But I do suspect that if you do break this area right here, which I'm kind of leaning towards, because this is a very, very aggressive rally, to be fair. Although now that I look at it, it actually still looks somewhat healthy, I guess. Let's see what the daily looks like. Daily hasn't even put in bearish divergence yet either. Very fucking impressive rally right there. I suppose, sideways is bullish here, sideways and up. But if it does break this area right here, again, 205 on a 4 hour closure, I'd look for a nice pullback down to about 190 first, and then very likely a higher low right there, and then very likely does go for a move towards new all-time highs. Weekly powerful. Yeah, again, I think this one very likely makes new all-time highs. Maybe later this month, early next month. Weekly BBWP starting to expand again. Oops, my bad. Alongside trend continuation. Same thing on weekly RSI right here too. Looking good. Looking good, sir. All right. Let's see. Micah, hello, Mr. Micah. Matic, 1 4 hour and 12 hour. Thanks, Krown plus laughing lady. That's right, she is a lady. Okay, Matic. Where's my Matics? Oh, there it is. 152.5. Okay, so you said 1.4 in daily. Well, the weekly looks pretty damn good, and that kind of tells me most of what I need to know. 175 is probably where I'd be looking towards. Let's go down to a daily. Looks good right here. An example of something that's a little bit more on the strong side, I would say, in the short term especially. Yeah, 175 to 180 or so is where I'd be looking for. 4 hour, bullish as long as you're above the last higher low, 140 below there. I'd be looking for a greater pullback, but right now, hidden bullish evidence, just fresh again in the bullish control zone. Looks good, man. Looks good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad, actually. All right, cool. The Dagwood. Hello, Mr. Dagwood. Haven't seen you here before, so good to meet you, sir. Matic on the daily will run again, and we literally just looked at it right here. Yeah, I do think I do think it's probably got one more push to the upside here. Daily RSI tells the story on this one. Still relatively healthy, and we do see daily BBWP starting to expand alongside a general trend continuation. So yeah, I think it's got one more push at the very least to the upside here. And then see whatever Bitcoin's doing. If it shows any weakness, probably play out a bit of a pullback. But for right now, short term up. Crypto Angel says, Elsa, can you smack him with a pan? Maybe not. And I did get your chat about Theta. It's just it takes me some time to get to them because I am reading these at a snail's pace. And wait, did I read your thing about Theta? Oh, did I miss it or not? Okay, yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, it didn't go through. Okay. Sir, why are you promoting violence against me, man? I'm just trying to do my best. We already looked at Theta though, but we can look at it just briefly once again. Wow, it still looks bullish, actually. Oh my god, it still looks bullish over here too. I'll be looking somewhere around $9 or so. Again, bullish as long as you are above 720 or so right there. Below there, that target gets annihilated, but for right now, man, it looks good. Daily RSI, again, telling the story. Daily Jewel continuation right there, too. I think it's got one more drive, most likely. Okay, Lucas DeGrasse says, Salt USD, Salt. This one sounds familiar. Okay, it's only on Uniswap. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't sound too... What? Jeez, oh, God, dear Lord, man. Sir, this thing doesn't trade. Salt USD bought this bad boy for $14. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're fucked. Wait, this is Salt versus... Sir, as far as I can see, it's never traded above $14. Please help, sir. Been waiting patiently for break even. Need to feed the goats. The goats will have to wait a little bit of time, man. I'm not so confident on this chart here. This is probably one of the worst charts I've seen today. Unfortunately, this looks like the only... Yeah, that's about as good as we can get for a chart right there. Unfortunately, this is the only chart that I can pull up. $14. I mean, that's quite the thing. Like, must have really gotten screwed there because for all that I can see, it's never traded above there. But yeah, not my favorite chart of the day. Barely trade. I mean, this thing barely trades. It looks like it trades 435 contracts on a day. Not much, man. I avoid shit like this like the plague. Again, those things in this market are going to move together, but this one definitely a laggard. Definitely not the one that I want to be feeding my goats with, man. Man, do you hate your goats or what? Henry Wanaker says, evening Krown. Evening, sir, as well. Can you share your thoughts on Visa? Okay, sure. Daily, weekly, yeah. Let's see. Stocks back in action. No more of this nasty cryptocurrencies. Okay, you're looking at daily, weekly, huh? Daily's a bit of a breakdown right there. I'm actually losing its uptrend, in fact, creating a downtrend. You might even say lower low right there, lower high right there, continuation, bad. Weekly probably opens this week up on a bounce, but over the next few months, I'd be looking for this one to make a run down about 220 or so. Weekly RSI telling the story, rejected from the bullish control zone and freshly down. We don't see any bearish divergence there though. What the monthly looks like. Yeah, I can't really get too bearish on this one, but a move down to like 220 to 225, I'd be looking for a bounce there, maybe over the next month or two. Mr. Pablo South, there he is. Please check the hood daily, weekly. There's not going to be a. This is Robinhood, right? There's not going to be a weekly for this thing, man. It's only been around for like a week. I can't give you a good faith opinion on the weekly, man. I gotta say a healthy amount of I don't know, and I don't think that it can even really be done. Is the right call there. And same thing with the daily as well. I'm not getting anything from this. I could do like an hourly. Hourly looks like it probably pops back up to $55, but you know, you got your higher lows about $47.50, but that's the best that I can do for you, man. I don't think I have a good handle on this one, and I think that my opinion on this is irrelevant. Sorry, man. I know that's unhelpful, but it's there's nothing really for me to go off of right there. Chris, Sir K-Dog. I'm just regular Sir today, Dr. Sir actually. Looking for potential profit. Taking on link 4 hour and daily, please. Again, I have no idea what. I got to tell you this, man, straight up. Look, if you're asking for targets and shit like that, like you need to know these things before ever entering into your fucking position to begin with. Like it's no offense, but it's kind of ridiculous that you don't have this set up to begin with, because while this is going to work out for you right now, because it's a generous fucking market, man. Like you don't need to be a goddamn professional right now to make money in this market. You just need to basically press a green button. You need to have that set in the future, man. So the best answer that I can give you is maybe a little bit of tough love. Look, man, you need to fill out something similar to the trade checklist. Doesn't need to be that one. Again, it is free. You can find it on YouTube at any moment in time. But whenever you take a goddamn trade, you need to know your risk management, your entry, and your position management at the very goddamn bare fucking minimum. For the love of God, holy shit! Please do not waste your goddamn finances like that. If you're not willing to do that, just understand that you are gambling by definition. You are gambling, and you can expect to lose over a long enough period of time, and probably not the wisest thing to be doing, as I imagine most people don't like losing finances. I know. How do I know this? Because I've lost all my finances before, and it's not fucking fun. It's very, very painful. Anyways, looking at this right here, yeah, it probably does trade up somewhere around about 32, maybe even 33, $34. I feel very bad for even telling you that right now though, because I'm kind of perpetuating bad habits here. It's bullish as long as you're holding the higher lows here at about 26.25. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say, but man, seriously, in the future, you really need to have those things set out, because it's only going to end in tears over a long enough period of time. We're just kind of lucky right now that the market is generally going to the upside, and Link is no real different. I mean, we've pretty much seen all of the same chart like 50 times now today, and they pretty much all look the same within varying degrees of strength and weakness. This one's kind of par for the course, but yeah, man, just please understand that, you know, that those things really need to be documented before you enter into a trade, because it's not going to end well over a long period of time. Pablo South is back. Is Nucor looking to go to 117 or 108 hourly daily, please? Symbol NUE, right? Yeah, there we go. And I say that with love, man. I say that with love, only because I know what it's like. Is it likely to go back to 120? Okay, first off, this is continuation right here, sir. This is the move that we've been looking for a long time, man. 117 is definitely possible. Let's go down to a lower term time frame. I would even say like 119 is probably where I'd be looking towards. 119.25 if it does play at a downside move. But this is continuation, man. Like this is like, look, you had a 12-year long consolidation right here, and you just resolved it earlier this year. This is the move that we've been looking for a long time. I'm generally looking towards like 170 long term over the next year or two. Daily, however, you know, does it trade a little bit of downside from here? Maybe yes, but 108. If it comes back down to 108, I would say that's not a good sign, man. That's not a good sign. Yes, it would be a higher low, but you don't want to see the rally rejected like immediately as it breaks out. You want to see continuation first and then a bit of a pullback, and that's kind of where I'd be at on this one. Oh, Bitcoin pulling back, speaking of, but we did speak about that at the beginning of this video. And are we going to see perhaps another higher low somewhere around here? Maybe yes. Maybe even a little bit lower. But again, as long as Bitcoin's above 45.5, fine. All right, cool. Let's see. Regular Goof says, Daddy Krown, please take a look at Hot USD Hollow on the daily. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Hot USD. Okay. Let's see. Where is this one in the grand scheme of things? Oh, actually, no, we don't have the full history, so unfortunately we can't see if it is actually good or bad. Crypto Angels, again, we've discussed Theta 3 times actually. You have to understand Crypto Angels, and for anyone who sends in a question and stuff like that, please understand it takes me time to get to it. Like when you post a question, I don't just like immediately go to it because I can't. I have to get through the ones prior to that for obvious reasons. I hope I say that with respect, but please understand that like it's all good. I will get to it. So yeah. Anyways, Hot on daily, weekly. Weekly looking fine here. Wouldn't mind a retest of like what is this, 1 cent or so daily. Actually need to go into a 4 hour here. 4 hour remains with the uptrend as long as you're above about 1.1 cent, that is. Daily, I'd generally be looking for a continuation over to about 1.3 cent. It's okay, but it's not the most obvious chart here actually. Weekly, I like it generally speaking. Again, could very easily pull back a little bit here, but that's not a concern in my opinion, at least short term. Monthly, just to see it. Yeah, it looks like pretty much everything else. I don't really have anything bearish to say about this as long as you're above yesterday's low, that being the 15th of August, and that is 1.1. And you could generally say that for most altcoins from yesterday. Or sorry, most anything within this market, as long as it's above yesterday's low, generally looking for sideways and up from this region. But if it takes out yesterday's low, I'd be looking for a little bit of a decent pullback. All right, cool. Second Domino, welcome to the cave, man. Thank you for becoming a cave dweller, sir. The Dagwood, again, no comment, but I just want to read your comments, sir. Anyways, Dan Daya says, admit it, you're a closet hodler. Wanted to say thank you, Krown. Kept all my reentry positions. Ethereum, Bitcoin weekly, please. Hey, cool, man. Nice. Well, credit to you, man. Okay, so you're looking at weekly here. Yeah, man. Again, I really like this chart. I really fucking like this chart. More on like the monthly and above. Daily. I actually need to go into a 4 hour here. It does look. I don't really know what to make of this 4 hour actually. I suppose I'd be short-term bullish as long as you're above 6.7 million Satoshis. Daily looks like general continuation here. Now where? Oh, you're looking at a weekly. Okay. Weekly, yeah, long-term I'm bullish on this one. Looking for this one to retest highs of this, of this past rally. And then monthly and above, I'm looking for like 1.1, but that's probably going to take like 4 to 6 months if I had to guess. Monthly RSI, very fucking good right there. Really like that. Weekly, kind of the same thing, but short term could have a little bit of downside. Wouldn't mind if it came back down to like 6.5. If it does take out the last 4 hour higher low, but generally over the long period of time, I do like that one quite a fair bit. Wrestle Jam says, Krown, my shit coins are pumping. Krown, can you look at a link, please, sir? We already looked at that one. I imagine it's pretty much the same thing. No time frames given on this one, so I'm just going to default to the 4 hour daily. Again, as long as you're above 27.25, good. Below there, a little bit of a pullback time, but daily, I'd still be looking somewhere around like $32 maybe for the next couple weeks here. Maybe the next like week or so looks decent. Speaking of the weekly, yeah, it's fine here. Good to see Link finally joining in on the party too, as it was one of the best ones from basically like 2018 to 2020. He Ho says, hi sir, hello sir. Luna on the 4 hour and daily. We haven't looked at this one yet, so this is one of the better ones that we did see for the past month. Let's see how it's doing now. And the strong get stronger, as the saying goes. The strong get stronger. Short term, selling off of the test of your prior all-time highs, to be expected. Whereas the short term time frames likely coming in around, I don't know, somewhere around like just under $19 or so. Make no mistake about it though. I like it on the weekly more importantly. Which you're not concerned with, but I would say, hey, as long as the weekly continues to close above $17.5, I would be looking for this one to make new all-time highs, maybe like September or something. But daily, still okay. I would be cognizant of bearish divergence that can form if this one does start to confirm a high right here. Short term very likely does pull back, and then I'd be looking for a higher low, and then probably another try. But Where's your daily coming around? Yesterday's spike low is actually pretty damn good right there. If you do take that out, I'd be looking for a move just below 15 bucks. Hourly kind of sold off rather aggressively right there, to be fair. Yeah, maybe you do put in a little bit of a short-term top right there. I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. My strong opinion is on the higher-term time frames. A little bit of a short-term pullback first, and then long-term continuation most likely. Kyroman says, go check out 4 and daily on cards. Okay. Thingy. Oh, this thing, yeah. I think you've had me bring this one up before. It's my biggest gamble shitcoin. Okay, fair enough. You know what you have. Okay, first thing that sticks out to me again, whenever you see something like this, man, it doesn't trade. So be aware that it might not be as easy as just pressing the buy or sell button because you don't know where the liquidity actually is. Terrible chart. The worst chart that we've seen today, I believe. Even worse, well, that fucking bullshit 3x thing was pretty damn bad. This one probably does trade up from here, but you got a pretty damn easy trade, to be fair. You got yesterday's doji to low. Any sort of a tick above or below, I would be looking for continuation. I do favor the upside here just based off the general market. And if it does take out the upside, I would be looking for a move somewhere around the 21 and very likely rejection there. Very, very weak though. Very fucking weak. 4 hour is just unhelpful. This thing barely trades. I really don't have much to say about it, but yeah, man, this is a pump and dump is what it is. And is it maybe getting ready for another pump phase? I mean, you kind of came down around that region. Perhaps yes, but just know what game you're playing. Blake Womack says, is there credence to using RSI set to 125? I mean, is there credence to using any indicator set to whatever numbers? Well, if you can show results, by back testing first and then testing live, not with a real fucking account, by the way. You do this either on a demo account or with a very, 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 very low dollar amount, then who cares what my opinion is? If it works, it works. If you can make a plan around it and show the results, you got something. Like, that's all that it comes down to. So can there be credence to it? Perhaps yes. Would I think so at the outset? I mean, that's a pretty fucking large look back period. So I don't know how useful it's going to be. Like, if you do that on a daily, it's going to be looking like at the last third of a year. I mean, it could be, I guess. You'd have to tell me, man. But I would say at the outset, probably, I probably wouldn't be my first choice. But I'm sure you can, if you can find something, then hey, man, then yeah. Carlos Garcia, appreciate that, man. But feel free to have a message as well. John Boy says, hi, Krown. If you deviate from your plan and end up on the winning side of a trade, how do you negatively reinforce that behavior to not make it a habit? Okay, this is a good question. Perhaps I'll record this one. Let me take a sip of this water first, man. My voice is starting to get wrecked. Okay, there we go. All right. The question is from Mr. John Boy. Hi, Krown. If you deviate from your plan and end up on the winning side of a trade, how do you negatively reinforce that behavior to not make it a habit? Okay, so this is actually a really good question. Now, of course, you typically don't want to deviate from your plan, obviously, because if you made your plan knowing the statistics that go alongside that from your back testing and also live testing as well on a demo account, preferably, or a very low dollar amount of an account, then you should know the statistics that go along with it if you do follow the plan about, and they're obviously, either, provable by you or not. Anyways, if you do deviate from that plan, ideally you want to do that on a testnet account. Ideally you want to do that on on like a low dollar amount of account. I understand that sometimes it does happen. We are humans and we do get carried away by our emotions, but that's not necessarily an excuse. That's an explanation, but not an excuse. And it is important to understand why you did it, or at least to document down so that you do not reinforce those negative behaviors, because you have to understand that one of the big things with human psychology is that what we do and repeat is what becomes habit and ingrained in our brains. Actually, it's actually been shown that when you have a habit, the pathway that the neurons travel in your brain to whatever destination that they need to go to make that a habit get more and more ingrained. And so that means that every time that you repeat a habit, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. That's why it's so difficult to break typical habits that have been in your brain for a long time, and why it takes a lot of concerted effort to do so. So when you start to deviate from your plan, not only are you starting to, deviate from that path in your brain, you're starting to potentially fuck around with your statistics as well. So you are you may be reinforcing bad habits, and of course that is just going to make it so that it's, you know, you're taking away from what's actually working for yourself. Now, there is a thing with this, and there is nuance to this as well. Look, you did what you did, and it worked out for you. Okay, so maybe it is time to consider that this whatever you did new, I don't know what you did new, but whatever you did new is worth testing now. Now, again, ideally you want to do the initial test, not on a real live account, but now that you've already kind of done that, perhaps there's something to be maybe adjusted now. So what I think might be a good idea for you in this particular situation, because I happen to know you and I happen to know that you've actually like gone through all the rigmarole of doing all of the testing, you know, properly and right and following your plan. Now, what you could perhaps do, if you think that there's something there, is test what you just did and see if that maybe produces better results than what your current plan is. The reason why I say that is because that is how I evolve my strategies as well. I make very small, minute changes on a very low dollar account and then test them live whenever I think, oh, maybe I have something right here. And actually, I need to make a video on how to actually test, because there's a really fucking great email by Mr. Captain, by Mr. Capt, 777. I don't know, he's probably not here right now. He's probably flying an actual, you know, he's probably actually flying like a 747. He's an actual pilot. It's pretty damn cool. He actually asked me, like, what's your process of testing? I'm like, holy shit, I should probably like talk about this. So I'm gonna make a video on that at some point. Perhaps I'll even record it here, but basically, you know, start to maybe test that if you think that there's something there, and then understand that, you know, if you start to deviate more and more from your plan, obviously it's going to take you further and further away from where you want to be. But hopefully that was in some way helpful, a nice and short one right there, and just let me know if that was kind of what you were, or you know, relevant to you or not. So there we go. Anyways, Higher Life 78 says, how about CRV USD, please? And thank you, ma'am. All right. CRVs. This is Curve. Yeah, Curve your finance. A little bit of a laggard here, still trading below the 200 simple on the daily, it looks like. 4 hour, still maintaining the higher lows, bullish as long as you're above 212. Below there, I would be looking for a decent sized pullback, maybe down to like 195 daily. I'd generally be looking for it to trade sideways and up back around about 240 or so. If it starts to close daily dildos above there, I'd extend targets all the way up to about 260, 265 region. Would look okay. Sam M, hope you both enjoyed your weekend. I did, man. I got a lot of good VR play in. It was really awesome, and so it's rainy here all day, so it's like the perfect time for that. Can you look at ANKR USD 4 on daily? Okay, sure. This is another 2017 shitcoin, I believe. Remember this one? I'm pretty sure I remember this one. Let's see, where is it? Nope, this one got listed on Binance in 19, I guess. Anyways, 4 hour and daily. All right, let's check it out. 4 hour sloppy but up, bullish as long as you're above about 10 cent daily. Again, sloppy and up, a lot of wicks right here. I imagine it's just an illiquid shitcoin more or less, but hidden bullish evidence right in the bullish control zone. Not as strong as the rest of the market, but I would be looking for probably another try back around about 12 cents, maybe as much as 12.75 if things get a little bit more crazy. Again, depends on whatever Bitcoin does, as always, when it comes to altcoins. Wrestle Jam says, Krown, sir! Hello, sir. Hot USD. Okay, hot, yeah. I remember this one. Hollow derp. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. It's like a really low dollar one, which is why I would speculate why people like it. That single unit bias, or that whole unit bias, it's a real thing. 12 hour and daily on Binance, please. Okay. All right, let's see. 12 hour first. Fresh golden cross right there. I wouldn't mind a pullback, you know, at some point, about 10 cents. Or is this 10 cents? No, sorry, 1 cent. Jesus Christ. Daily. Yeah, as long as you're above yesterday's spike low, I'd look for continuation to the upside first before a pullback, and tentative target would be like 1.3 or so. Looks okay. It's getting a bit extended here, so you know the pullback will be swift and it will be nasty. Like I said, it will be actually probably more down around like 9/10 of a cent when it happens, but right now I'd probably favor one more drive. Again, higher lows as long as you're above like 1.1. Okay, cool. Smoky Burnout says, when Richard Hart interview? We'll probably, I'd actually like to have him on once Pulse releases. I actually made a sacrifice 2 Pulse just to fucking see. I also like that he's what is he doing? He's doing the whole like donating to the Sense Foundation, which I didn't, admittedly, I didn't do my fucking research into Sense Foundation, but I'd like to, what I need to research is what has Sense Foundation actually like discovered? That would be a good thing to know. I also looked up some Richard Hart interviews over the weekend, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, do I actually want to interview him? Like, this is going to turn out pretty fucking nasty. But yeah, man, actually, I have no problem saying on the record that I actually did make a Sacrifice 2 pulse, mostly for the, what's it called? For the charity reason, something I'd like to support, and well, why the fuck not, man? Anyways, Carlos Garcia says, can you take a look at ICP on KuCoin? Sure, let's check it out. I think this one probably had a nice move over the weekend from what I remember. I think Faraz was telling me about this one. Yeah, this one actually kind of turned in the corner a bit here. Bullish as long as you're above yesterday's spike low, which is $58. I would be looking for a retest of the $72.5 to $73 region. What time frames did you ask for though? Oh, you didn't give me any time frame. Not too much history on this one to really be going off of, so I don't really have much to go from here. But 4 hour bullish as long as you're above. Yeah, again, about $60 on a closure, or just yesterday's spike low. If you do take that area out, which I don't think is happening right now, I think that you see continuation of the upside first before a pullback. I'd be looking at a move towards 53, but daily, I'd probably be looking towards like 80 to $90 if I had to guess. Probably just guns for 100 at that point anyways. But again, as always, when it comes to altcoins, whatever Bitcoin does, they're very likely to mirror. Invest and rest. Oh, that's a nice life philosophy, sir. Can we check out V, recent all-time high with retracement? You're talking about Visa? We already looked at this one, actually. Unless you're talking about VUSD. But I'd be looking for this one to maybe trade a little bit lower. Maybe down to like 225 later this month. I don't think it happens today. Probably bounces if anything today, but I'd be looking for that target to get met as long as you're riding the lower highs below 240. Even as long as this thing's below about 240, I'd kind of be on that direction. Weekly, same thing. Probably opens this week up on a little bit of a bounce, maybe back up to like 235, 237 region, and then I'd be looking for another try to the downside. Jai Crypto says YFI USDT. Okay, any time frame? All right. Okay. All right, makes it nice and easy, I guess. Weekly looking good for a move. Another retest back up around like 45,000. Jesus Christ, man, let's have a very low supply or something. Look, short term, very likely continuation as long as you're above yesterday's spike low. Yeah, about 45 to 45 6 region if it really wants to get going there. Daily RSI, very good. I do like that one. So overall, nice, sir, nice. 4 hour higher lows as long as you're above 38,400. Have to be respectful of that too. Let's see. And Luna, we already got Luna, sir. We already got Luna, so I'm guessing I'm just getting to this later, but if you really want me to go over again, you can just say so. Jose Palomares says, much love from Atlanta, Georgia. Fuck yeah, man. The birthplace of Gucci Mane. New to trading, one book you'd recommend keep on keeping on. Okay. So for me, I've never really liked trading books for like learning actual like the fundamentals of trading. I've liked books for psychology. But if I did have to recommend a book, there's actually one in the description of this video called Technical Analysis and Stock Market Profits. That's kind of like the general book that, it just is, it'll get you up to speed in a general way. I would suggest, so if you really want to do that, spend your time looking up all the free resources on YouTube. I have a whole playlist actually for people who are new to technical analysis with, the very introductory stuff, then like actual strategies and whatnot, very basic stuff, but again, does kind of get you going right there. And then there's several other great channels out there too that have a lot of free content as well. Now, if you're talking about books on psychology, Trading in the Zone is like probably the best one, in my opinion, the best single book that is, that I can recommend. Poncho, Mr. Empire. Oh, there he is. How you doing, man? Ethereum for my familia, Bretta, please. Sure, man. We actually haven't even spoken about Ethereum yet today. 4 hour higher lows as long as you're above about 31.25. Yesterday's spike low, probably the same area, 31.04 actually. Daily. I mean, this one's like pretty much at our fucking target, right? Said 34 to 3,500. We got up to 34.50 or sorry, 33. Oh, actually, maybe not quite. It's very fucking close though, man. I do think that this one does trade up somewhere around like 34 to 3,500 this week, and then I'd be looking for a pullback from there. Short-term timeframes, do we play to pullback first or not? again, kind of similar to Bitcoin, sideways and up from here, very likely. Wouldn't be looking for even like a 4-hour, like, decent sized pullback as long as you're above yesterday's low. If that does get taken out, I'd look for a move down to about 3,000, but looks decent for right now. 4-hour RSI, again, telling the story on this one. I just want to see volatility start to expand alongside trend continuation. You already got the higher low, just need to see a little bit of a higher high right there. Daily RSI is a little bit concerning here, though. If I did want to look for a pullback first, I'd actually be looking at Ethereum, if anything. And yeah, pullback would be to about 3,000 if that did happen. But again, I'm looking at the weekly. I'm looking at the 5-day. It's looking good, man. Let's see. Sir, we got the CRV, man. We got the CRV higher life. God damn it. We got the fucking CRV. God damn it, man. We'll look at it for a very brief second again. But we did. I can assure you that we did already speak about it. I'd be looking somewhere around like 260 to 265. Again, as long as it held yesterday's low, it's good. God damn it. Oh, dear Lord. All right, let's see. Subaru says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Hope you had a great weekend. You too, man. Thank you. Thank you, sir. A nice positive message. It's good. Can we have a look at KSM BTC? Yeah, our first Bitcoin pairing of the day, actually, which is interesting. These ones probably a little bit more interesting than US dollar charts right now, too. Looks good here for a bit of a move to the upside on the weekly, that is. But what time frame are you looking at there? Daily. Hold on. Let's see. What's 4 hour looking like? Yeah, 4 hours about to print a golden cross, hidden bullish evidence right here. I'd be respectful of this 5,700 Satoshi low. As long as you're above there, I'm looking up. I'm looking up towards somewhere around the 200 here, about 6,700. Maybe a little bit later this week. Daily, very good jewel buy signal right here. Continuation still. It's going to be some ebbs and flows there, but I would be looking generally up right there. Looks decent. Looks nice. La Major 23. Good morning, sir. Could you look at Ramp USD weekly and monthly? Sure. I am on the ramp. Wow, very good move on the floor right there. Very good move. Volume pouring in as well. Nice. As long as you're above that, as long as you're above the breakout, good. What is it? 28 cents right there. Daily, I'd be looking for continuation. Pretty much around your spike highs from late May, 33, 34 cents region, maybe over the next week or so. Again, daily RSI looking very nice right there. Very, very nice. As always, though, I want to repeat, with altcoins, whatever Bitcoin does, they will mirror very likely. So as long as Bitcoin keeps it up, good. Okay, cool. Denki says, this is a discount to be able to have this access to you. Okay. Sorry for the gush. All good, man. It's all good. I'm just a person, I just have a microphone. That's all. That's the only thing that's different right now. Please look at FTM. Sure. Outlook for end of summer into autumn. You mean fall. I'm curious about TA aside from the FA and since you're in since 15 cents. Okay, cool. All right, let's see where this one's at. Phantom on Binance. Yeah, looking pretty damn good here. Oh, wow. You have a phenomenal position, man. Well, give yourself some fucking credit, man. You literally bought the low. You literally bought the fucking low. You literally bought the fucking low, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. I never buy the low and I never sell the top. I buy around here and I sell around here. But well done, man. Well done. I don't know if that was a knife catch, but well fucking done, man. Beautiful. Anyways, you are looking for more long-term analysis. It sounds like, again, pretty much all the same things, essentially applies what we spoke about on Bitcoin. But does this one have another push to the upside? This week probably somewhere around like 40 to 45 cents or so. But if you're speaking about like early autumn or fall, some of us know it, I'd probably be looking at around 64.5 to 65 cents. At that point, there's going to be some ebbs and flows in here. Obviously, I'd want to see a pullback from that region, set in a higher low, and then very likely assault the prior all-time highs and very likely make new all-time highs. Yeah, monthly's not giving me too much here, but I'd generally be looking at whatever Bitcoin is doing. So, general continuation here. Nothing really bearish about this thing as long as it's above 29 cents. And you have a phenomenal position with very little to worry about right now. Just know where your risk is. 4 hours bullish as long as you're holding that higher low, 32.5 cents. The Dagwood says Bitcoin future exchange for you. What would I suggest? It's hard to suggest something because there's different laws for people around the world. If you're a US citizen, probably your best bet right now is CME mini futures, which are just 1/10 of the size of Bitcoin. So that's what I'd suggest if you're a US citizen. If you're like from a different country that's like not on the banned list, you could use any of the Wild Wild West exchanges, but then you have all of the potential, drawbacks with those exchanges. But the best ones there are probably Bybit still. I know Prime XBT is okay, but probably wouldn't use them. FTX is good. Those are probably the two ones right now, and I'd favor FTX over Bybit in that case, just because FTX. And also Femex. Actually, Femex is probably the last one that doesn't even do KYC, I believe. So if you really want the fucking, massive leverage and shit, which, those days are numbered, to be fair. That's probably the best one, but it depends on your purpose of what you want to do. Mark Dotry says, good day, Krown. Good day, sir. How's Clay USD doing? Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. Binance, looking good for continuation here. Again, as long as it's right in the higher lows at 169, great number right there. I'm looking for new highs. We really don't have too much history here to be going off of. Oh, this is Binance, but maybe they have more. Let's see. Yeah, they do have more. Okay, here we go. I'd probably be looking at around about 215 to 220 or so, and then a bit of a pullback from there. Again, bullish as long as you're basically closing dailies above the 20 simple, or sorry, not the 20, but the 200 simple right here, which is 180. 4 hour, higher lows as long as you're above, again, 169. Below there, I would look for a decent sized pullback down to 145 region, but right now things are looking more or less good. Michael Saldivar, hello, sir. Random chart of the day. Thoughts on Ford? You're talking about symbol F, so you're talking about Ford. Unless if it's a crypto, but man. Oh, that does not look good on the short-term timeframes. Monthly looks like another macro lower high in a series of macro lower highs. We actually did get a macro higher low though right there. So would be looking for a pullback, maybe back down to like 12 and a quarter over the next few months. But I don't know what timeframes you're looking at here. Daily and weekly. Okay, daily down. I'd be looking for this one to come back down to like 1330, 1329. Weekly, I'd probably be looking for a bounce there first. You could be, or at least I'd be bullish once again with a move back above your July highs right here, or sorry, your July 26 highs, that is 1479 for a move back up towards 1550. But as long as you're below there, I'm looking for a trend continuation to the downside on the daily 1150 to 1160 region. Monthly, yeah, would be looking for big bounces in the mid $12 region. However, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this. Kind of a weird chart. I actually used to look at this. I've never traded this one myself, but I used to look at it a lot because one of my friends like to trade it. Would certainly not be my favorite chart to trade, though. I'll tell you that. But yeah, short term a bit of down. I don't know if I'd get like full on bearish on it just yet. Doesn't look great. Maybe we go to like a quarterly. I just want to see for my own knowledge here. Quarterly is not bearish. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Actually, I probably am wrong on that. I think I am going to be wrong on that. So I would be looking for short-term down, but I'd be looking for maybe, maybe a low somewhere around like the mid 12s, and then check it out after that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Allstate? Hello, sir. Or no, you're a ma'am. Are you a ma'am or a sir? I can't tell with the hair there, but it's very, very flowing and glorious. Morning, Krown. Good morning, sir or ma'am. Oh, you're Swedish too. Nice one. We're neighbors. ERSDL. Yeah, this one. Say hey. What? Anna. Yep, you are Ronald McDonald. This thing is obviously bullish right here on the weekly, but what time frame are you looking at? Oh, you're looking at a daily. It's hard to kind of get a good look on this one on the daily. It's so fucking aggressive, but I guess, look, you already kind of tested your prior all-time high right here on a closing basis. You typically look for a pullback off that. You kind of already got a pullback off that, and it's about 20%. I mean, that's kind of reasonable to say that probably was it. However, if you do take out yesterday's low, I would look for a greater pullback down to about 28.5 to 29 cent. For right now, though, the weekly's still bullish, and I would not be surprised to see this make new all-time highs before end of month. I don't have targets for new all-time highs. It just looks fucking good right here on a weekly. I'm not bearish on a chart that looks like that ever. Short term, however, still riding higher lows as long as you're above 4 hour 35 cent. If that area does get lost, I'd be looking for 32 cent. But again, long term, good, very, very good. Rocket emojis indeed. MS says, hi, Krown. Hey, hello, sir. AXS. Yeah, some axes over here. Let's check this one out. That's you. No, I spelled it wrong. There we go. Okay. Wow. It just doesn't stop, man. This is like the real stock market. It just doesn't stop. Still good. 4-hour higher lows as long as you're above $63. I'd be looking for this one to trade a little bit sideways here, and I'd be looking for new all-time highs with any sort of a 4-hour closure above, let's call it 71 and a quarter. Daily still good. Weekly, powerful as fuck. I'd be looking for new all-time highs before end of month again. Could it pull back? Yes. Pullback targets would be about 58 and a half. But this is very fucking good still. Very fucking good. One of the best charts we've seen today, actually. Green third eye. Hello, sir. Good day, Dr. Derp. That is I. Storage USD. Man, we've already looked at. There's been a lot of interest in storage today. Look at it one more time, just for the finale, for the end. I think you said 4-hour and daily and weekly. Short term, a little bit of selling off, but yeah, I think this one's just a liquid, and you get these nice wicks here. I don't really have anything bearish to say about this one, even on the 4, as long as you're above about 130 daily. General continuation targets over the next couple weeks, probably like 150 to 155 or so weekly. Looks good here as long as above the 21. But again, if you do take out that area to the downside 130, I would be looking for a nice pullback, probably down to like 119, 120. Oh, Gohan's mom has broken the combo right there. All right, QUBT. Okay. If you have time, sir, this is the time for you, sir. If you have time, the weekly, please. There's not going to be a weekly on this, man. It's just not been around, it looks like. Oh, wait, hold on. What the fuck? Really different chart on the weekly than the 4-hour. Oh, that's not a sir. Sorry, it's ma'am. Apologies, ma'am. You look very lovely. Anyways, you got higher lows right here, as long as you're above about 430 or so. But weekly is a little bit of sideways here. I don't think that you're going to be doing, or I don't think that this thing's going to be doing anything of particular interest for a while. Trade sideways within this range between about 510 and about 1012. And I would be looking for an upside resolution over a long period of time, and targets would be somewhere around 16, maybe 16 and a half. We do see a change of behavior on the volume signature over here, so I am respectful of that. And then, of course, if you actually do break this to the downside, that's going to be a devastating blow, and I would be looking for this one to come all the way down to like, you know, $2.5. But right now, sideways is good, but I don't think it's going to be doing anything interesting anytime soon. Short term, I have no opinion on this one. Short term, just sideways here. It's literally in the middle of the range. I'm not getting much from indicators right now. All right, cool. I think that is going to be it. All right, one last one for Live City, because Live City is a goddamn OG of this motherfucking cave. All right, last one from Mr. Live City. Short term upside. 193 to 195 is kind of where I'd be looking towards. 4 hours continuation, bullish, as long as you hold the higher lows. 180 going to be a stopping point for that one. Looking good, man. Looking good. If it does pull back, you know, over the next week or two, I'd be looking at like 175 to 180 or so. But for right now, looking good for a general continuation of the upside. Yeah, 195, maybe even $200. See if I can clear the 200 simple on the daily. Anyways, back on a Bitcoin right here. Let's wrap this bitch up and send her off. All right, Bitcoin. Let's actually get rid of this one right here. We don't need it. Is that shouldn't even be there. Anyways, Bitcoin higher lows as long as you're above about 45,500 or so. Short term, could we see a little bit of sideways here? Yeah, that's no problem though. Hidden bullish evidence, however, on the 4-hour, I just want to see it maintain in the bullish control zone for a little bit of time, and then volatility start to turn up. 4-hour jewels kind of already pointing up, and then we did see that we have a 2-day and 3-day closing later tonight, and these are the big ones for myself. If Bitcoin does close, especially the 3-day above the topside Toronto band, which is currently sitting at 47,850, I would be looking for a drive into the shallow $50,000 first before any sort of potential pullback, and that is going to be confirmed or denied within the next 17 hours and 7 minutes. So that's what I'd be looking for. If Bitcoin closes like this, I actually would be looking for a pullback probably from this region, but it's a long day left to go, and short-term timeframes do look good, and any sort of a closure again above there, I will be at least bullish for new highs on this rally for the next 3 days, very, very likely. I think with that said, it is time for me to sign off. It's been an absolute pleasure, a very, very good time. Elsa's waving in the background. She had a good time as well. Hopefully you had a good time too. I pray for all the bulas and barrows out there, because at the end of the day, man, this is a trader's market still. Lots of opportunities on both sides. And with that said, I salute you, take care, and enjoy the outro tunes.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate.